Summer comes and winter falls, the island leaves the shopping malls. Take daddy's credit card, charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, we're living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm just basking in the sun.
Hey, Andy, give me a vodka. Is that your Camaro? It's gorgeous.
You know, I went to high school with Billy Joel.
I go to Hamptons on Friday night. I party hard in sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm not hurting anyone. Ah, let's live.
Hey there, Islanders. If you're going out to the beach, you better get an early start. Traffic is miserable.
Well, I'm coming of age in old man Page, trying to get down in Levittown, dancing in the dark in Floral Park. I think I'll stay in Oyster Bay because I'm living on an island.
She's 15. Anyway, hey, thanks. Hello and welcome to the Gagootz Show with my very special guest co-host, Hannah Forrester.
Hi, everyone.
She's known by many names.
I have many names, but Hannah's going to be my newest one. We'll see if it sticks.
I like Hannah. I think she's a Hannah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I got to get a new start. I'll get a new start into Hannah.
Hannah and I have been friends for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
But we never met until today.
And now am I a disappointment or what? Authentic on social media. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. And sometimes that gets me into trouble that I'm too honest.
And you make some really cool videos.
Aww.
And we're going to see some of them in a little while.
Oh, no.
yes. Not your stand-up, because you also do stand-up.
I do. I'm trying.
Yeah, you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, for like 8 years, yeah. But it's a learning experience.
And we have two great guests who are also comedians tonight. We have Cynthia, I don't remember her last name, K something. Cynthia K and Larry Izzo. Who's been on before.
Larry. Cynthia.
Yeah, we'll find. Cynthia will tell us.
She'll tell us her last name.
When she comes on, yeah. KV, KE, Mulcahy.
Mulcahy's like, she's...
That's an old Jackie Gleason. Hello, Mr. Mulcahy. Anyway, nobody knows what I'm talking about. So tell us a little more about yourself.
I hold the world record for chewing the most pieces of bubble gum in my mouth at once.
Really?
Well, I'm making that up, but I'm pretty sure I would have it if I did.
Really?
Because I stuff like lots of packs of bubble gum in my mouth when I don't know. Because I always think bubble gum is no calories because you're going to spit it out. But I realize that it is calories. But I always like to think it's a calorie.
You're very thin anyway.
I guess.
But you're a professional tennis player, right? And you're a tennis instructor.
That is correct. And I am quite accomplished at it, but sadly, nobody stalks me for my autograph at Starbucks or Shop and Shop. It would be nice if I had stalkers or a fan club, but I guess I'm not that good. But I think even like famous tennis players don't have fan clubs. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Like Pete Sampras was talking once where he said that he could get on an airplane and like nobody would notice him. And
who said this?
Pete Sampras was like won a bunch of Grand Slam championships, and he said he could get on an airplane and nobody would notice him. But I don't know, Andre Agassi, there are more flashy tennis players that have stalkers.
The one, who's the one, McEnroe.
Everyone
knows
he kept tennis really popular because he was so rambunctious. And I am like that on the court.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a little story. I was working in Marco Island, Florida for one winter, and I was a waiter in a little Italian restaurant. So this little man comes in, a little guy had the beanie, and he had the socks pulled up with the knickers and everything, so he laughed at my jokes, poor man. So he laughed. So I was just making him laugh, and we were walking. I walked him to his table, and here, my little buddy, and went. So when I got his order, and I walk away, people at tables are saying, "Is that blah blah blah? Is that blah?" I'm like, I have no idea. I said, he's a nice old man that laughs at my jokes, you know. It turned out he was Gene Sorensen, who was a Hall of Fame golfer.
Wow.
Hall of Fame, and actually his name wasn't Sorensen. He was Italian. And it was at a time when Italians weren't allowed to play golf or anything. But he's a Hall of Fame golfer.
Wow.
I believe his real name is like Eugene Sorrentino.
Yeah, but you take like a more easier to recognize kind of name, easier to off the tongue.
Gene Sorensen, and he was
Wow,
a Hall of Fame golfer, and I didn't even know.
So you never got his autograph?
No. What would his autograph do?
I mean, what would it do, right?
What would it do?
It's not gonna spread by osmosis and suddenly you're a great golfer.
I have a lot of autographs of different people, and they're not worth. I used to collect books and a lot of science fiction books. I used to get them signed.
Yeah.
So I have like Ray Bradbury signed edition of Ray Bradbury's The Illustrated Man, which nobody's gonna give me anything.
Really? I don't know, because I bought like some clothes from this writer, Danielle Weisberg, and she wrote one of the Simpsons episodes, but so far her creativity has not spread to me, even though I've worn those clothes a bunch of times.
Oh, so you thought wearing
wearing the
gonna
clothes,
turn
I'm
you
going to
into-
become a good writer, but sadly, I am not going to write a TV episode, just witty Facebook posts.
No, but I think wearing that has made you look like one of the Simpson aunts, one of Marge's sisters.
That's funny.
That, yeah.
No, but I mean, The Simpsons was one show I was not allowed to watch. Like, if I watched it, I wasn't allowed to watch it, or like, what was it? No. Married with Children as well. I wasn't allowed to watch. Or The Simpsons.
At that time, you were very young, I guess.
Yeah, and my mom found it offensive, I guess.
I was in my late 20s.
So you were already, like, messed up. So it didn't matter if you watched it. Yeah.
And at that time, I don't look like... At that time, people used to say I looked like Al Bundy.
Oh, really?
But I don't think I really look like him.
Maybe a little.
I did at one time, yeah. But the old age caught up with me.
Nah, you'll get ID'd. You're going to get ID'd next time.
I do get ID'd sometimes. In some stores, you buying cough medicine or alcohol. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You know?
My friend, she said her mom went into like a 7-Eleven and they were training someone, and they go, now, they told the new kid, they're like, we got to ID everybody. And they pointed to her mom and went, even her?
Yeah.
Which she was a good sport, but I would have been like crying if someone said that to me. I'd be like, But actually, I recently joined a Facebook group called How Old Do You Think I Am?
Oh,
and I don't know
cool.
why anyone would want to do that. Like, I think you're just asking to have a bad day if you do that.
Well, why did you join it then?
I don't know, because I guess I like people who are mean to me. I joke about it where, like, these guys will be like, hello, gorgeous, and I'll be like, screw you. And then one guy will be like, you're kind of annoying. I'll be like, we're hanging out. You're not delusional. I am annoying. Like, yeah, I like it when people are, like, mean to me in a way.
Wow, so you like that kind of abuse?
I kind of do. I don't know why, because, like, my grandma was, like, my grandma could be like that. She's totally critical of everybody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
My father was critical of me.
He was really critical.
Yeah, my dad was critical about everything. But like with my dad, I would make fun of people. My father would say I was like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Aww.
Because I was making fun of people but didn't realize I had a hump on my back.
Oh, wow. And then...
Yeah, that means we're going to go to a video and then bring out our guests.
Yay.
Cynthia and Larry.
Yay.
So, see, I didn't say Larry's last name either, but I remembered it. Okay. So let's go to a video of yours.
Oh,
of a couple of characters that you do.
They're the fun. They're really fun.
They're fun characters. And then we'll bring our guests out.
Yay.
Take it.
It's Poppy Lover. My parents, oh my god, they're on me. They're like, Poppy, why are you moving back to Connecticut? and dating Richard McIntyre isn't Yukon beating Duke enough to convince you that Connecticut is the place. Richard McIntyre would set you up in a life where you didn't have to get bit by rats or eat ramen or... Oh, we don't know. We give up. Just move back and marry Richard McIntyre. What kind of a life would it be when he wouldn't eat me out? Oh, guys, how am I gonna get them to stop talking to me about it? They'll probably talk to me about it in their grave.
It's Marla. Marla the mom. Oy vey, my neighbor. She called me. She's like, Marla, oh my God, we went to Newark Airport and the lines were so long because of the TSA garbage. And I was so worried we were going to miss our flight. And then we'd have to be a loser like you staying in town for spring break and taking our kids to Target. That Target in Clark, it's the worst anyway. Oy vey. But luckily, we bribed someone to get to the front of the line and we made our flight. And I was like, please, you'd have enough money to buy 2 more flight tickets, even 10 more. You're so rich. Why do you have to rub it in? Help me, guys. What am I going to do with my children? We've already been to that Target. I guess we'll go to another Target.
All right, that was good, right? That was very funny. So here's our 2 guests, Larry Izzo and Cynthia
Kea.
Welcome.
You're never going to forget that name now.
Cynthia Papaya. I like that better. Anyway, Cynthia's boyfriend, Rob Miller, is here.
Friend.
And he... What? Oh,
Just
friend.
friend.
Okay.
You wanted to be
I was told boyfriend. That's what I was told. They lied to me. So, anyway, Cynthia's friend, Rob Miller, is here. And he said he would like your autograph and you're annoying.
All right, now we can go out. Since he's not your boyfriend, he'll become my boyfriend.
So, thank you both for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, you both perform stand-up. You're new, right?
Yeah, I just started in the fall.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you like it?
I do. I love it. I've actually taken 2 classes so
Okay.
far, and I've done like 5 shows. And I do open
Alright.
mics a lot. So
Now, in these classes, you write your own material? Do they write for you?
I took 2 classes. The first one, I kind of wrote a lot of my own stuff, and the second class, we kind of had a premise, and they helped us to kind of form the jokes.
What do you mostly joke about?
Well, I'm kind of raunchy. I'm a little
yeah.
Like I joke because I'm a librarian, so I'm the raunchy
Yeah,
librarian.
that's surprising.
I'm a librarian, yeah.
I love libraries. People are like, well, oh, it's a good thing you're not fully retired. What would you do? I'm like, I go to the library.
Yeah.
I love the library.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And they're still free.
Yeah, and I do a lot of. I have a joke. I love cats. I have a joke about my cat being like a pimp and he's part of a cat gang. So I do that.
I love it.
Yeah, and I do like sobriety, a lot of sobriety jokes, but a lot. But also a lot of dick jokes.
Why were you an alcoholic?
Yeah, at one point. I mean, yeah.
Because
So
that's
you're
good.
recovering?
Yes.
That's good because that makes you like relatable. When
Yeah,
people say
thank
that
you.
you're trying, that you've endured obstacles. That really
Yeah.
helps with an audience.
And Larry, tell us, did you ever take a class?
Oh, yeah, I took classes years ago with Karen Bergreen in the city.
Oh, yeah, I know Karen. Yeah.
Karen, yeah, good friend. And, a couple, Pat Dixon, I had some classes with him.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Corey Kahane, I did some writing
Oh, really?
classes
Cool.
with Corey.
I knew Corey before I did stand up. I met her in a Starbucks.
Really?
And she probably thought I was a nut because like I probably had a problem figuring out how to charge my phone.
Really?
She probably thought I was crazy at that point.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've taken some classes and then went on, So,
That's
I just
good.
got back from Florida. I did some private gigs in Florida, which is great.
Now
you don't have to deal with the clubs. It's just nice. You go in, you do your thing. They have other entertainers there.
Where is this?
In Sarasota and Venice and Inglewood.
And what are they? They're
Private communities sometimes.
Like a house, like an HOA.
Yeah, like an HOA community.
and they have comedians come in.
Sometimes, yeah.
So how do you get booked for that?
My friends live there.
Oh, all right.
So-
Thanks for your honesty.
Well, you get booked. You can't go around you hand your cards out, whatever.
You
but
can
they
try
start to
that.
get to know you, and then you do one thing, and then it leads to another. So it's all good.
But now, when you do those communities, you have to be kind of clean.
You got to
right?
be clean. Yeah,
You
I
do
do
have to
most
be
of my
clean.
shows. The shows that I perform here or that I promote here, I do my own shows for Wounded Warriors. Most of them are.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's a great
I
charity.
did 2 last year. We're working on a couple more this year, and it's a great charity. I mean, there's nothing more than our military that needs.
Do you have any
Yeah.
personal ties to that?
Well, I was in. I'm a vet, so yeah. That's my personal ties, and my father was a World War II vet.
Nice.
And you were why? You were.
I was never on overseas. No, I was
Oh.
always here. I was in the Air Force.
Oh, all right. Do you fly? Do you?
No, I fly JetBlue, but that's it.
Just not Southwest or Frontier.
No, I don't
Or
do United
Spirit.
either. United, they can't land over fire trucks. It's
You want to? You want to hear something scary?
Go
I
ahead.
make aircraft parts.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wait, so could you make a bad part if you hit
Bennett.
like an airline?
Well, you don't pay. You don't sneak in a bad part.
No.
If
Really?
you make a bad part, you let them know. And I worked for one guy years ago, and he was a great person to work for. He said, "I'll never fire somebody for making a bad part, but I will fire somebody for sneaking in a bad part."
Right.
Yeah, you,
know,
got to
trying to
admit
pass
you
it
messed
off.
up.
Do
You
you
admit
remember
it.
the movie? They won't remember. All My Sons.
Yeah,
with
All My
Edward G.
Sons.
Robinson.
Yeah, whatever G.
He
Robinson.
was an airport part maker, and he sent out bad parts to World War II aircraft. And his son
Great
was,
story,
His
yeah.
son was a pilot, and his son got killed. So
because
it was an interesting story.
Because of the bad
and it was
part.
how
Great movie.
he did it in such a way that he got his partner to send the parts.
And then his
And-
partner
Oh,
went to
so it
jail.
wasn't tied to him. It
It
wouldn't be
wasn't tied.
traced to
I
him.
mean, it was tied to his company,
but not tied to him.
Not
But
And
he
tied.
didn't sign the order.
but why would his partner agree to do that? He didn't know they were bad parts, obviously.
they did
He did.
know.
No, I don't think the partner knew.
No.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
because why would you agree to take the
He wouldn't
fall
have
for
signed off
something?
on
All
it.
right. Anyway. I know-
Anyway, that's right.
Yeah, let's not toy with because one of the problems with me is I make the show all about me, and then it's like, well, the guests are like, well, what did I talk about? What did I talk about?
It's your show, man.
So anyway, no, it shouldn't be it should be my show, but it shouldn't be about me. Just like when I used to bartend, or I used to say, you're the host of a party, but you're not the party.
Not the party. Right?
You're not, and that's what I would tell. Anyway, Cynthia brought wonderful cookies for
She's
us.
amazing. Now we're
That's
best friends.
great. And Larry brought his guitar because he
okay.
does. So we're gonna have him perform a song soon. You'll be able to do it sitting down right
Mm-hmm.
Sitting down, standing up, we can do it.
there. Yeah. So he's gonna perform a song or two for us.
Yes, whatever
And,
you like.
Original songs? Or?
Original parodies. I wrote a
Okay.
song with a friend of mine, Richard Scotty, and we did a couple of parodies. And one we wrote was I was in the exterminating business for 35 years, so we wrote an ex-exterminating song, and I do a comedy act in that. But I won't do that here. I'll just do the song because it's like too long. But I do a set in that, so I play the guitar a little bit. Then I go into my comedy set.
He's done a couple of shows for me.
Yeah.
You call them. They weren't really open mics. They were a comedy showcase. Comedy showcase because it wasn't a sign up. It was.
It was booked.
I
It was
book
booked.
you
Right.
ahead of time. Yeah. None of us made any money, but
It was all good.
it was nice.
Where do you
fun
get
stuff.
your inspiration for all your songs?
I just think of them. I mean, really. I mean, you just sit down, you think of it, and And then I was working with a friend of mine, and we both came up with this stuff. So it was really good. We wrote the 3 of them actually.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah.
And where do you get
one
your
has-
inspiration?
Oh, sorry.
I have a lot of my stuff is kind of like based on like real life events. And I've had like a lot of bad like relationships and a lot of bad dates.
Okay.
But like now they're like
That's
now
definitely-
it's like now I just like sit back and like laugh at it.
And
So
how
it gives
about-
me a lot of good material. you know.
Bad
Yeah.
relationships are definitely good
Yeah.
fodder for jokes, but
Yes.
it seems like they have to be a little bit in the past before you can joke about
Yeah.
them. Like if they're raw, it's a little harder to joke
Right,
about it.
exactly. Yeah. Needs a little time, needs to.
A lot of my
go by.
jokes come from the past, you know.
Yeah.
And not relationships.
Yeah, and then just like
Dumb.
it's like just like weird things like I think about. If like something comes up, I've been trying to like write it down or whatever. And like the thing with like my cat, like I've been joking around because he's a rescue, and he like so we could like this joke used to be he lived on the streets, you know, he's an OG, and then like the cat gangs and him being a cat pimp, like that
Yeah,
started.
yeah. That's,
And that's like one of my first jokes I did,
I
and one
love-
of my favorites.
I love when comedians do personification
yeah.
with animals. Richard Pryor was very big
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, and I used to love that.
But I think situational comedy, people things can relate to. People relate
Yeah.
to it. That's what hits.
Yeah, if
the
they can
audience.
connect to you, if
They
it's
connect to
something
you,
that's very
yeah.
basic and universal.
Yeah.
I used to wonder if cats have religion. What do you think? Do cats have religion?
I don't know. I feel like they're pretty spiritual, but I feel like they'll also like with my cat. Like even if he smiles, he looks like he has like an evil grin. Like they're always plotting something. You know, they got like that Cheshire cat smile, so they're sneaky. But
you never know what they're thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That one minute they're loving you, and the next minute they're hissing at
Yeah.
you. I had a cat. It was a very strange experience. For
Yeah.
Me.
I think they want to be left alone a lot of
Yeah.
the times. Cats, they just want to like lie there, whereas
Well,
dogs want to engage.
Yeah, dogs won't leave you alone.
Yeah, dogs will always play.
Yeah,
you know.
like my cat like slaps. That's why I also came up with the painting him because my cat always slaps everybody. So I'm like, oh, he used to slap everybody. I'm like, you know.
But then you get some cats that they don't want you. You go near them and they're hissing, but then they come to you, and you can't push them off of you.
Yeah,
You gotta
it's
let
like
them-
on their terms. Like
On their terms, yeah.
they
I used to have a
choose.
cat, and I had a bursitis problem on my shoulder, and the cat would actually get on my back, and he would find all those.
And he would like need
and he
on
would
it.
need me, and it would be the
Oh my
best massage I ever
God.
had.
Yeah, they pick up on those things.
So.
I have a diabetic cat.
Yeah,
Really?
I had a cat that had
And
that.
he's a problem
diabetes.
because he just doesn't know how to use that syringe.
Yeah.
So it's really pissing me
That
off.
is true. How dare that cat, right?
But yeah, no.
You have to inject him every day?
Twice a day.
Twice a day?
Yeah, in the morning
How does
and
he
one
handle
full
that?
unit. He even now he goes like goes to, and then I say stop, and then but I feed him. I give it to him while he's eating.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
So
usually
that's
the
a
best way.
distraction.
That-
But he's still.
That's what I
I
used to do
pinch
with
his
mine
skin.
too.
You got to pinch their skin, and then give it right in the. So everyone it just does it, and I'm like stop it, and then I give it to him.
Yeah, that's funny. These animals today, though, they're so pedigreed that they need special foods. They need.
They have like dog strollers and like dog
that's
depression. And
when I see someone with a stroller and there's a pet in there, I'm like, oh come on.
Well, you got to go to the airport. That's where I get a lot of my material from. Okay, flying on planes because I fly a lot with people with dogs. And, I think there should be a separate plane.
separate
for
plane
dogs
for the dog. Yeah.
and children. Capoodle Airlines, it should be.
I love
that's
that.
good.
I do a set about that as well.
Now, I mean, all of a sudden, I know within this decade, we've got these dogs that are
Service dogs.
Service dogs.
Yeah, but
Emotional
a service
support.
that it's a emotion. Yeah, emotional support. I mean, really.
I got on a plane. I'm allergic to dogs. I made a set out of this. I'm allergic to dogs. So I said to the stewardess, I said, "Excuse me, I'm allergic." She goes, "Doesn't matter. You got to sit here. Plane's full. We're not moving the dog. He's
What
a
a
service dog."
jerk.
So I started saying, "Well, if it's a service dog, I'll get me a Coke and some peanuts." How about
Yeah,
that?
right. No, but they say like emotional support animals, and someone had an emotional support snake. And I'm like,
Bring
I'm
it
going
with
to
you.
need emotional support from having to see your snake.
How would
Like,
you bring a rat? Like an exterminator should bring a rat as an emotional.
they're your emotional
See how many
support.
people are on that plane.
There are people who have rats as
I'm
pets.
sure they do. I've seen everything, Benny, in my business.
Yeah. Huh?
Everything. My business was amazing. Pest
But-
control, you go into people's houses, you find out everything.
My friend saved squirrels, actually. She had like a squirrel sanctuary.
Mhm.
Maybe she still does, but
She's nuts.
Yes, and then the thing is, like, she would get mad at people if they called someone like you, if they called an exterminator, she would get mad at them for doing that. I'm like, well, but then...
But
if they're a nuisance, they have to be taken care of because they will get into your house.
And
they will start a fire. They'll get into your attic and start eating wire.
No, we would be walking places.
Yeah. Okay, here's something I know about squirrels, though. You cannot domesticate a squirrel. People think they can.
She does.
But they can't. Yeah, but after they reach a certain age, they'll attack you. You're nothing to them after.
Right.
I know someone I don't like that much. And
so you sacked
she
the
was
squirrels.
She bottle fed a baby squirrel that fell out of a tree or whatever. Bottle fed it. When it reached a certain point, someone was taking pictures and all of a sudden started attacking her, and she had to fling it.
Wow.
And I'm pissed because that squirrel didn't finish the job and owes me $50.
Well, I think that animals are animals, and you really have to be careful. My cat, he was with me for 14 years. He got out one night. I tried to bring him back in. He ripped my arms apart.
Oh man!
No, I let him go.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and I said I could have saved myself a lot of aggravation. He was back the next morning, but
Dogs
are different.
They're different.
They love you. They play with you.
They're loyal.
They're loyal.
And they'll chew.
Not that I'm knocking cats. Let's
They'll eat your shoes.
Read this in the paper tomorrow.
Dogs will eat your hat and your
Yeah,
shoes.
they eat everything. In fact, one of our dogs ate a whole loaf of bread, and another one had an olive oil bottle. Ate the whole thing, so they're in trouble.
That is, yeah, could be a problem. That's funny.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back on track. Larry, get your guitar. Why don't you?
Okay.
Yeah, Larry.
Ooh. And Cynthia, could you hand me those cookies, please?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got the motivation. You asked first, that you're the hero. I didn't want to
Thank
ask.
Okay, so this is a song that a friend of mine, Richie Scotty, and I wrote, and it's about being Italian, and you listen to your family all your life, and then you watch some mafia movies, and we came up with this. This is a parody, but here you go. Real life in my house is not so laid back. My wife gets pissed off when I go to the track. I eat garlic late and my wife gives me flack. Well, thank God I'm Italian boy. When the social club closes and it's time to go home, my wife over yells, "You forgot the provolone." So I shoot her a look and tell her, "Leave me alone." Well, thank God I'm Italian boy.
Yeah.
Well, I got me a wife and I got a good mother, and I don't go in public. We run to the Ramada. I see my Nona. She calls me Stonata. Well, thank God I'm Italian boy. How's it going so far, Ben?
That's great. No,
I'll sing
I
along
love it.
anytime.
I can relate to it.
Well, I never was a rat and I never was a snitch. I never want to wind up in the bottom of a ditch. Madonna mia, that would be one some of my bitch. Thank God I'm Italian boy. Well, I listen to Sinatra and a little Dean Martin. I eat gabagool and I start a farting. I open the window 'cause of my ass smells rotten. Well, thank God I'm Italian boy. Well, I got me a wife and I got a gumana, and we don't go in public, we run to the Ramada. I see my Nona, she calls me Stonata. Well, thank God I'm Italian boy. Well, thank God I'm Italian boy.
Hey, oh!
There you go.
Hey, oh, hey!
Hey.
Woo!
And there's a video out on that.
Oh, yeah?
On YouTube, yes.
So how can we find that?
On Larry Izzo. Thank
Larry
God
Izzo.
I'm Italian boy. It's me and Richie Scotty doing a video. We worked on another one called Divorce Court, which is coming out soon, and that's a funny one also. And you have some fun with these things, right?
Yeah.
Do they have it?
What?
Do they have it, or can they get it? Oh,
Get what?
the video.
Have to know that in advance. We can't.
Oh,
do that
okay. I didn't
now.
know. What do I know? I thought this was professional.
Yeah. Did I? I believe ask everybody when they come on the show. You have any videos of flyers? Send them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
That's
forgot.
what that means.
Oh, I
I
forgot to
missed
send
that.
Yeah, that's what that means.
I missed that. I sent you a flyer of my cooking show.
I had
So
my friend
you
put
did?
one together
I
for me. I
cooking
told her to
show?
send it.
yeah, on YouTube, Cooking with Comics.
Yeah, I forgot to give that.
He's
to
supposed to be a guest. I'm waiting for his Gagootz, but
Yeah, wait. I'm gonna cook Gagootz on it.
You
What
don't
do
want me on it. I can't cook at all.
well, many
I
many
think about
people,
making a show about that.
Many of people have been on that can't cook, and we just get them a recipe and we just have fun. We had a great couple of shows last year. I had Bonnie Scalisi on, and Angela LaRosa and Kristen Tinsley. We had them on. It was a fun thing.
Angela cooks, though, right?
Angela made a nice dish. Yeah, they all did. Everybody makes it. You know what? It's a fun time. You sit, you talk. We have about 14 people that come, or 8 to 10 people that we have in the audience.
Laura Nicoretto, and I don't know.
Laura Nicotra Payton, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hayden. She's always she cooks Gagootz too, and makes a
does she?
stew like I do.
Oh, you make
So
a
we
Gagootz stew?
I make a stew, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with potatoes.
That
and-
means zucchini? Gagootz?
It's a long,
It's a
the
long
long green
zucchini.
squash.
Okay.
Yeah, I chop that up, and then I add that with some crushed tomatoes.
Wow.
And potatoes, string beans, the Italian string
The
beans,
Italian
if you can
string
find them
beans,
or
yeah,
grow
so
them. And an onion.
So we got to get you on the show.
I'll be on the show.
I love to cook also.
Last year,
I got a list of people that are
growing Gagootz. I had no luck last year growing them. They didn't,
What-
and I know a lot of people that they were starting out, and even my aunt, they were starting out green, then they turned brown.
I wonder what
So it's
caused
fine.
that. That's interesting. And
I
that
don't
hasn't
know.
happened before.
And it happened to. I have a friend who has like a farm out east, and he had a problem with them.
What was
I
it?
don't
The weather or the?
It had to be the weather.
Yeah.
But figs, I have a fig tree orchard. I have a
Wow,
lot of
that's
fig
really
trees.
interesting.
Can I ask you something about
Yes.
the fig tree? I always wondered because I grew up in Brooklyn and in Greenpoint, we looked out the back window and in the yards you would see these guys with the fig trees and they always covered them in burlap. What's the reason for that?
Because the tree itself is very delicate.
Okay.
And in the wintertime, the tree
Gets shot.
The tree could die. It could,
okay.
It could actually die. But the roots. Here's what's weird about it. The roots don't die. So if your tree dies, just
Cut it down.
Cut it down.
And then a
because
new tree will sprout.
You'll
new
get
tree
new
will
ones
sprout.
will spout. I've been lazy the past few years because, see, you're supposed to wrap it with burlap and then tar paper. And then they put a bucket on top like a little hat.
Right,
so it
right.
can- and they say to make it breathe. My uncles of mine said the tree don't have to breathe. It's okay. And my one uncle explained to me it's the change of the weather because there's foam inside those branches.
Yeah.
So there's a foam. So if when in the winter the foam is frozen inside. So
Right.
But if the foam gets turns to foam again, and then you get the cold, that could kill the tree. This year with the snow we had, I didn't wrap my trees.
Wow.
And I checked them out the other day because I had 5-foot drifts and everything. I checked out the trees look pretty good, healthy.
Wow.
They look pretty good.
Nice.
So,
Very
and
nice.
last year I had bushels full of figs.
There you
I had
go.
a lot of figs. So
You can't figure.
I'll come to your cooking show and I'll bring figs.
Bring some figs and
The
some
figs are
Gagootz
usually around September.
Wow, so
Oh,
you're
very
really
good.
practical then.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when does your Gagootz come in? When is your?
The Gagootz should start coming in like late July, August.
Okay.
But if they don't come in, I have a place I can buy them.
Yeah, it's called Shop and Stop.
No. Pat's Market. I think Uncle Giuseppe's.
Uncle Giuseppe's.
They're so pricey.
Oh
Uncle
my
Giuseppe's.
God.
Not that much. not
They
that much.
are. They're crazy.
You know what? You look at the money you spend on tomato plants and all the different on my garden.
It's not much of a
because I didn't-
savings.
Yeah, there's not a lot of savings.
Nah,
My-
but the fun of it is planting it.
Yeah, planting
And then
it,
more,
seeing
and then
it
all the
grow.
water. So think of the amount of money, the expense
Exactly.
of watering it.
You go buy a tomato for what, $3 now? I don't know what a tomato
I
That's
don't
like
know.
when they say you can make your own pad thai and spend hundreds of dollars on ingredients you're never going to use, or you can order it and
Have a dinner for 5 people and see how much it costs you. I mean, it's
it does.
you
It
know.
adds up. With
And
all the
Italians, we
ingredients.
always go crazy, and we always
Yeah.
have more because nobody goes home hungry.
More
They all
food
go
than
home.
yeah.
They go home with even on my cooking show. They go home with food. We send them home.
I had a friend of mine. He was a comedian, Jewish comedian, was over my parents' house for Christmas dinner.
Uh-huh.
For Christmas. So my mother made lasagna, right? That was, see, us Italians, we know that's the first course, but I didn't tell my friend. I didn't tell him. So he ate the piece of lasagna. And he asked my mother for. My mother's like, "You want a more?" So my mom was from Sicily. So
That was a good
when you get a more, if you like it,
You get them more.
they
You
give
get a
you.
more.
You don't get the same size piece. You get a
You get a
bigger.
bigger piece.
So he's eating the second piece. Is really good. And I said, I can't wait for the filet mignon. He said, what? And I was like, I didn't tell him. There's going to be more. And then there's the fruit. And there's
And then at
you know.
5, 6 o'clock, they bring out the leftovers and the chicken and the
And then the
eggplant.
dessert, and then the
one time, my father was a big man too and loved to eat. But one time, there was so much food that my father was like, Jewel, my mother's name was Julia. Jewel, we got to take a break. So we took a little break. We took a little
and then you
nap
had a
break.
second wind.
And then we came back.
It
And,
used to be a fun holiday, though.
Yeah.
You used to sit. The guys used to play cards, right?
right. All my uncles played
Play
cards,
cards. Yeah.
complain about the money they lost.
Well, of course.
They all lost money. So
Nobody
You
won.
never win.
Nobody
You
Nobody
never
won.
win.
admitted they won. I know.
Yeah. A basement in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
With, my uncle owned the building in Brooklyn. And in the basement, they were all, they were playing, one end of the table, they're playing cards. The other end of the table, the kids are fighting. And then all the women were cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my Jewish family were kind of like that, except that my grandma will yell at you and she'll be like, "Do you know how many calories is in that? Why are you eating that?" But yeah, I'm like, "'Cause you gave it to me."
Thank you for the diabetes.
Is it true that Christmas time, anytime you hear a bell ring, that's a Jewish person ordering Chinese food?
Probably.
I heard that somewhere.
And I had this joke.
I wrote it on Facebook.
Maybe that's where I read it.
The thing is, like, I always say that nowadays, like, Jewish men are marrying Chinese women, and it's like the Chinese thanking them for patronizing their business so much. Because, like, I was like, well, why can't you find a Jewish guy? I'm like, because all the Chinese women took them. That's why I can't.
I told my wife I was going for Irish takeout. And she said, why can't you say be a distributor like everybody else?
That's fun.
So, yeah, you have a cooking show. I don't have the flyer. I apologize.
I'm sorry. I should have sent something over in a couple of clips of a couple of shows.
I was
There's
crazy.
like 20, no, there's probably 30 episodes up now.
Oh, that's great.
And, yeah. And a lot of good comics out there. And, you know,
I'll be there.
We just had fun doing it, you know.
Like June, July, yeah. And
That's
I'll bring
fine, yeah.
the figs don't really come into bloom until September.
Well, fig you then, you know. It's all right.
Fig you, very good.
It's like people go, I need a GoFundMe. I go fund yourself, you know.
So yeah, I'm looking at both of you. I'm like, so what am I going to ask them now? No. You have any shows coming up?
And I have one on.
We're having fun, right? The Gagootz show is
Hey, the
fun.
Gagootz is always fun.
You have a show coming up?
Not to May 8th.
Where's the show?
Actually, it's at a restaurant, Cafe Spiga, Mount Sinai.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Yeah, it's my first gig at a restaurant. So I'm gonna have to, I think, clean up my act
You're
a little
gonna have to.
bit because I'm used to being a governor, so I can kind of say
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm gonna have to, because it'd be more
I mean, it's not a church, so you
Yeah,
don't do it
that's
that
true.
But you do have to be careful when you're doing a show in a restaurant.
Yes.
Because
yes.
people get offended. In a club, I think you can do basically
Yeah,
anything.
but
People are there to hear anything. But when you go into a restaurant, I mean, I've seen people with their hair standing up on some things, and you know, so it's.
There used to be a coffee house, the Belmore
Belmore
Bean.
Bean.
Oh yeah,
Remember the Belmore Bean?
Yeah.
I went there one like a couple of days before New Year's Eve, and I went Les Deegan and John Sando, and I do a lot of Sicilian jokes. So I do one of them is some of my family was supposed to be here, but they couldn't make it. They were in the Sicilian parade, and I put a jacket over my head, you know, like when you see
When you see them going out to
the
paddy
gangsters
wagon.
getting they got tape. So I did that. I did. There's an old Sicilian saying: you can't pick your family unless they're in a lineup.
Right.
I have a cousin whose wanted poster has been hanging up in the post office for so long they're considering turning it into a stamp. You know, so this guy started freaking out.
Really? But that's...
Oh, he went nuts with that. It was the Sicilian parade and a few jokes like that. He started he said, what you're saying about Sicilian, I'm like, sir, are you Sicilian? I said, because I'm Sicilian. My mother came from Sicily, you know? And he said, it's what you're saying is like telling a black person the N-word or whatever. And everybody was like,
It's
what?
silly. It's just jokes.
So finally, my wife was there, Nancy, and she took a phone and she put 911 and she showed him, if you don't leave, I'm going to hit. And he left.
Wow.
But he might have been a little drunk or whatever.
Yeah, probably.
And then I seem to get the people that want to talk to me while I'm doing this.
You got that kind of face, man.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden they want to have a conversation.
They want to have a conversation when
yeah.
you're on stage.
I'm
right?
on stage and they want to, and I'm 70 now, but I did like I'm 68. And my friend's mama was sitting there, but I know her and I've, had been at parties with her. She said, you look great, and she's talking to me, right? She's having a conversation. And she said, and her husband's there, and I know him very well, too. And she's like, you look great. You look good for your age. So I said, hey, can I take you outside? I want to bang the crap out of you in the backseat of my car. And she thought it was funny. He thought it was funny. One person left because I was trying to pick up. What are you, friggin' idiot?
It's jokes. It's a
if you
comedy
talk
show.
to me, if you're talking to me while I'm doing, I lose my concentration because you want to be in a groove, You
are. That's
so
exactly
now you
right.
become. If you're talking, somebody's talking to you while you're performing. They became part of the show. They don't realize it.
Exactly.
They became part of the show.
And your set is screwed up because now you're off
Now
track.
you have to be off beat.
I don't
unless
know,
you
yeah.
plan that.
He doesn't know where to pick up because now he's got time. He's got a time clock.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
do it.
like to do crowd work, but then I plan that and I work that in, and then I plan interactions. Of course, it's risky to do crowd work because they might not give you anything to work with, the audience, or they might not be like receptive to it. But
or sometimes you do the crowd work and you get them antsy
And they're
and you
off.
get them all go, and then the next comic that comes on has to deal with this wild, unruly crowd. Which should be the job of the MC. Back to what I was saying.
to get
about,
you back to
back to what I was
focus.
saying about you're the host of the party, but you're not. The same
I
thing.
also think, Benny, don't you think, like, if you're in a club, don't you think the guys in the club should be walking around and anybody gets out of control, you're out, man. You get
Governors does
I'm
that.
going to tell you something. I was in McCurdy's, and McCurdy's does
Yeah,
that.
I've heard
They walk
about it.
around, okay, and they'll tell you. And I was on stage, and I saw a guy, he was like, wising off or whatever. And they went over to him and gave him a warning, and they said, one more time and you're out. And they wound up throwing him out because I got off stage, somebody else got on, they started harassing him, and it was a
See,
horror.
that's good. Then I've done shows where it was somebody booked a room or whatever,
Right.
and the MC there was a woman in the front talking and constantly talking during everybody's, and we all had to deal with her. And I finally, one comic went up and he says, I really like it when you shut that F up. And then I went up and she was going, so I got the whole audience, and it was a packed room. I got everyone to yell, "Shut the F up, shut the F," right? I finally get her to calm down and everything, and now the MC comes back on, and everything I didn't get to do material. I mean, I have friends that went and said, that was great, but
it
was
wasn't
like,
what
it
you
wasn't what I
planned on
wanted.
doing.
It wasn't
It
what I
wasn't what
planned.
you wanted.
And I did say, I said, whenever you book a comedy show, because I was pissed about this. I said, whenever you book a comedy show, what you want to do is get the most obnoxious person, sit them in the front, and get an MC that doesn't give a crap about anybody.
Well, how about a bar show? You ever do a bar show?
Oh, they're terrible.
They can be
I will-
tough, yeah.
I will never do another one unless there is a controlled. We did one, and I got to tell you, it was the most horrible bar show I ever did. You get up, the announcer said, we had a separate room. We had a separate room, and the announcer said, you can either stay here or go in a separate room. You just gave them an option. So now they're sitting at the bar. They're not moving. They're drinking. You go now. You got to move the show to the bar because
You don't
nobody
have
was
an
in that
audience,
room.
yeah.
You go out there. 3 comedians went out there, and nobody heard a word. And it was like, I'll never do this again. You know, you've been in bad shows. You do shows, but when something like this is that, what are you up there for? You know what I mean? So unless it's controlled, I ain't doing it.
It's tough. Bars or in a room with a band, because I have friends with bands, and they're like, you
True.
can come up when we're taking our break, and I'm like, no.
It's a different kind of art. The people
Exactly.
listening to music is different than watching
They
comedy.
listen to music,
Right.
and now when you take a break, they want to talk. They want to socialize.
Exactly.
So you're not giving them that
No.
that opportunity, and so the bar rooms are. And then I've actually had open mics in bars. I go up, could you keep it down? And I get yelled at. This has been a bar before it was your stupid comedy show.
Yeah,
And
I know. So you see, that's what you get.
The thing is, I did a show once, like at a bar in Harlem, and the people don't realize that there's going to be a comedy show, and they think we're going to have a nice night out with friends, relax, drink, and now suddenly they're hearing all these jokes, and I guess one of the patrons was like offended by something someone did, like because it was too negative about COVID, and then we weren't like, then the poor woman who booked the show lost the venue, and like that can happen because people should be prepared and be like, look, there's going to be a comedy show. They might be talking about some negative stuff. So if you're going to be triggered, go to another bar. Like,
right. It's like, you're right.
But if you've been hanging out in that bar for years, if that's your hangout,
yeah,
and then you go on a Saturday night to hang out with your friends, and there's people doing you don't want the comedy. So I understand.
Yeah.
But a show itself, to me, comedy is comedy. We lost it when we can't make, society lost. You cannot make funny. You make fun of yourself, but you can't make fun of anybody anymore. You listen to the old comics. I listened to old comics, and they talked about everybody, everything, and everybody laughed.
Yeah.
And nowadays people are like, oh, but you can't say this and you can't say that.
You can't say this, you can't say that, you can't look at the person, it's hard.
Don't mention my wife.
Don't mention my wife. Don't talk about my wife. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah. But then there's the comics that have a tasteless joke, and they tell it anyway, and then they say,
shock.
Yeah, they say, I knew I shouldn't have told that joke.
Then why
Well,
did
if you
you?
knew, why did you? Yeah, you want to smack those people.
And they even say, well, they're on stage. I should know that didn't hit.
Yeah. You want to smack them.
Yeah.
Or also, if, I think just knowing me this little bit, I screw up with people's names. But I never, if I'm doing a bit, and I screw up the bit, never acknowledge that you screwed it up.
No, just keep
the
going.
audience
Keep
doesn't
going,
know.
go to the
Keep
next
going.
show.
Yeah, keep going to the next show.
And in the
Anyway,
beginning, you do that. You kind of get screwed up, and you should learn.
I mean, it's really hard. Like when you're on stage, like if you don't get the reaction you want, to just keep going and just kind of still go at full enthusiasm.
And you have to.
I bet you have to kind of do that.
I'll never forget when my first time I got up. It was 350 people at the Gotham. That was my first time. And I knew my family was sitting on to the left. I knew where they were. I knew I was good because I hit
These are great cookies that Cynthia brought.
Oh,
I
I
just
feel
wanna
like
say it.
and I knew that I hit it because I heard the people on the right laughing. So
And your
that-
family didn't laugh?
Oh yeah, my family laughed. They were hysterical, but I knew they were going to laugh because they're supporting. You know?
Yeah, that's.
But when you hear other people laughing, that's when I knew
That's real laughter.
this was a great. I'm telling you, it was a fantastic night. The audience was pumped, and before you went on, they said, "You know what? You got to give it your all. I don't care how you're feeling. People paid to see you," and that always sticks in your mind. So I don't care how you feel. You smack yourself in the face and keep going, man.
And the whole thing, this is what I tell everybody too. Don't worry about the laughs. Just be entertaining.
Yeah, be entertaining.
Just be entertaining. That's all. Don't be, you know.
You don't want to be like blah
Don't
or
be
lose
annoying. Don't. You know.
Right. And you got to keep your same, active level. You can't drop your level of excitement.
Yeah.
We're running down close to the end of the show. We got like 3 minutes. I wanted to show another one of your videos, but I want to show Joe Pontillo. Do we all know?
Yeah, I know Joe.
Know Joe, right?
Joe.
Great guy. Joe has a premiere coming up. It's going to be
I heard
April 18th, and I was in the movie. We're going to show the trailer.
Les
If
Deegan's
you
in the movie,
sneeze,
too.
you'll
Yeah,
miss me.
I saw
Les
Les in the
Deegan's
movie.
in it. My wife Nancy has a little cameo in it because some of it was filmed actually here at Paradise Studios.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to show that, and then when we come back, we'll say goodbye. Then.
All right.
Aw,
Sounds good.
All right.
Has this ever happened to you? Hello, Pontillo and Associates.
I'm walking here right to the courthouse to file a class action lawsuit against Pontillo and Associates.
I might be in some serious trouble. Pontillo and Associates, lawyer to the stars. I mean, I really wouldn't advise that, but hey, it's your money. Wow, okay, yep, that is a sexy commercial.
So, I don't know. Ask Joe Pontillo. No, I didn't. Didn't it say it? I might have said it.
I don't know. I was.
You'll have to rerun this and check it out. I'll find out for you. I'll send you. But anyway, so we're running out of time. I hope you had as much fun as.
It's always nice. It's always a fun time being here.
Yeah, I want to thank you all.
me
I want to thank Larry Izzo. I'm gonna get it. Cynthia Kanye. Cynthia Kanye. Yes.
He's getting better.
Cynthia what?
Kaya.
Kaya. Cynthia Kaya. And my wonderful friend, longtime friend, Hannah Forrester.
Yay!
I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all had a good time. We're the Gagootz Show.
Woo!
Saying until next time.
Until
And I want to
next
thank
time.
you all. Thank you all for
You're welcome.
All right,
Thanks for
say
having
goodbye
me.
to everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
folks.
Nancy. My wife, Nancy. Bye, Nancy.